Hey everyone, welcome back to my new video. Today we are going to rank all Wizarding World movies, which include the Harry Potter series as well as the two movies of the Fantastic Beasts series. The next movie for the Fantastic Beasts series is scheduled to come in 2022, so let's wait for that and let's begin this video. Now, just to be clear, I like all of these films. All these films are exceptional, very well made, including cinematography, the screenplay. These films just rock. But so I would say it was very difficult to rank them. I had to rewatch two, three. I had to rewatch four movies just to secure the final position that the two deserve. So it's just my opinion. If you guys don't agree with the rankings, don't go against me. Just put in the comments your own rankings or tell me. You can DM me on Instagram or you can comment your own ranking and just enjoy this video. As you can see, I'm a very big Harry Potter fan because this is the Slytherin. You can read it upside down. Slytherin house is the most, the evil house of all. So there is only one evil house and that is Slytherin. The opposition, you can say, for the Gryffindor house are main Harry Potter. So let's begin with this video and the rankings. So at number 10 we have Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Now I like this film, I really enjoy this film, but still, to be honest, I feel it's a little bit stretched film and the plot of this film is good but not as compared to the other films. For example, the very first scene where Harry was helped by Ron and his brothers to escape, and how he went to his home, they had a lunch, and then they went to the platform 99. No spoilers for this. There might be some people who haven't watched this also, so we'll try to avoid the spoilers this time also. So for me, the last position goes to the Chamber of Secrets, and coming on to the next. Coming at number 9, we have Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Now this is also a film I really like, but still, when compared to the other films, this film lacks a little bit, just because of the reason it was not well stretched movie. For the what I said for Chamber of Secrets, this movie was not well stretched. It was a complete pure, and the time taken in this movie to do all these things was just acceptable. I just I didn't connect with this movie like I did with the other movies. It's my least favorite movie. I still place it above Chamber of Secrets, but still, if I say the one movie which is my least favorite of all the Harry Potter and the Fantastic Wizarding World, let's just use the word Wizarding World. So Wizarding World series, this is my least favorite film. Just I don't really enjoy watching this film, to be honest. Okay, so for number 8 we have Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Now many of you will not agree with this ranking. Most of you love this movie. There are many non-Harry Potter fans who enjoy this movie just because of the Triwizard tournament it consists of. That's a very hilarious tournament, and it just shows us the struggles of Harry, but how he was trying to enter this tournament, but he ended up well winning it with a tie with Cedric Diggory, but Cedric at the end was killed by Voldemort. That's a spoiler, I'm sorry. But still, this is a very good movie. I told you in the start, I like all of these movies, but when I compare it to other movies, this movie does not contribute much to the storyline. I would say that yes, it does bring us back the Voldemort. That's not entirely good. It does not contribute, but the whole movie from the start just feels like an additional, to the plot to keep the movie running. At the end, just at the end, it gives us Voldemort, which is quite important. But still, when I look up to the other movies, I feel that they are better and contribute more to the story. So that's for number 8. Coming at number 7, we have the very first movie, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or the Philosopher's Stone, as some may say it because of the books. But I like to say the Philosopher's Stone. So Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is on number 7 for me. Now, this movie just set the benchmark for the other movies. As we all know, this was the very first movie which came in 2001 or 2, I think 2001. I watched it later on in 2007 or 8. the first time in Hindi, and finally 2009 was the year I watched all the Harry Potter movies, and the only last movie was left. Last two movies were left that we had was part 1 and 2, which are sure next about. So wait for them. So this movie just set the benchmark. It was a simple movie, just a simple movie to show us what is the Harry Potter universe. Just an introduction, and the stone we got to see a little bit version of Voldemort, we could say, on the back at the back face of that professor. But this I love this movie more than other movies. I can connect with this movie, like the characters. They were very young at that time. I think they must be 11 or 12. Their age must be 11, 12, 13. Maximum, I think 11. 11 was their age at that time in the movie. So performances was very well done. The characters, the Severus, Hagrid, Albus, I loved all of them. So this movie comes in a better place for me. So for number 6, I would say Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Now, some of you would argue that this movie should not be on this position, and if you want to rank them, it could be on 8, 9, or maybe even 10. But I like this movie. This contributes a lot to the storyline. Like the last two movies, totally based on what I want to see, the bridges between Harry and Voldemort. This was the movie which introduced us to the Deathly Hallows, as the name suggests. The stone, the wand, and that cloak, invisibility cloak. So it introduced us to all those Deathly Hallows. I really love this film. It marked the death of one of my favorite characters, Dobby. He was a very good character inside the series, and I love I love the performances of Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson. They were so pure. They were so pure in this movie. I would say this movie just ran out on their performances, because most of the time we saw them going on to the places. Ron was also there, but I didn't feel that his acting was onto that level. But Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson nailed it at that time. Daniel Radcliffe is one of my favorite actors of all time. He's in plenty of great movies. I've seen his 2 or 3 other movies. He's not a popular actor nowadays. He's just popular. He's got fame because of the Harry Potter series. But he's a very exceptional actor, and I was really disheartened to see how he's not as popular nowadays. He's not getting that much movies, but I'm pretty sure that one day he'll get good movies soon. So coming back to this video, I really enjoy the performances. This movie just endears me because of their performances and how it gives us a lot to the storyline. So it's a very good film. It doesn't have a lot of jokes like the other movies. They will give you in between humor. This is a pretty serious movie, and it just follows that rate. It's serious from the start till the end. That's what I really like about this film. Guys, here we have a top 5. So for the 5th position, as you have seen, the 5th position goes to the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Now there are many Harry Potter fans who will just say that how can you place Fantastic Beasts over Harry Potter? But believe me, from my perspective, Fantastic Beasts, both movies of Fantastic Beasts are a great piece of work to watch. They just, the second movie is more interesting, but talking about the first film, it marks us the adventures of Newt Scamander. Eddie Redmayne, who's a phenomenal actor. He's one of the finest actors in this industry. He hasn't done much movies, but he still holds an Oscar for his exceptional role as Stephen Hawking in the movie The Theory of Everything. He's a brilliant actor, and it marks the adventures of Newt Scamander and the beast he's carrying into the London city. That how it is later revealed in the next film that what he was actually doing there. But it's a great piece of art to watch. The beasts are amazing. The storyline is pure. The concept of the movie, I won't give the spoiler in this movie. I really want you guys to watch this movie. The concept of this movie is very good, and the final scene where they reveal us about the Grindelwald, which is played by Johnny Depp, who is also an amazing actor. I don't need to tell much about him, you all know him. But they're just a phenomenal movie. I really recommend you guys watching this film. It's one of the best movies in this series. Trust me. Just go on for it. Coming at number 4, we have Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Now, why I liked it? many people say they get bored with the film because they don't really understand what's going in the film. Say whatever you want to say. The basic plot of the film revolves around how they are trying to make Dumbledore go away so that they can take over his place, like the Umbridge, so the ministry can take over Hogwarts as well. Now the students feel that due to the influence of the ministry, they are not safe there. So Harry forms a group of his own. You can say Harry's army, but they write it as Dumbledore's army. So they can form a group of his own, and they practice the charms so that whenever they feel something bad around them, they can protect themselves and their friends. That's the basic plot for you guys to understand here. And this movie has one of the most favorite scenes of everyone of all time. The scene where Voldemort just gets into Harry and influences his body, just really is trying to kill him from the inside. But he fails just because the effort of the Harry, that how much he cared for his friends. How much he cared for his friends, that his friends are, he believes that his friends are always there for him and they always will be standing just for him. He showed him that the true power of love, friendship is the one which can never be beat. That was one of the best scenes of the entire universe. So that's why this movie ranks so hard in this list. Welcoming into the top 3, we have Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Now, until I would say last December, this was my favorite movie of all time. I used to binge watch this movie like 2 to 3 times. Well, I would still say it is my favorite movie in the universe, but if I have to rank and see the storylines, this movie went so fast. It was so hyped at that time because it was the last movie of the series. We know what was going to happen. We know that Voldemort and Harry Potter will come face to face. They'll fight for one last time to see who wins the victory. This movie had very good scenes, like seeing how Harry was one of the Horcruxes created accidentally by Voldemort, which even he wasn't aware of that fact, and how Harry rises from there. He just saves everyone, saves the day. He broke the wand, the famous wand. Now, if you guys are not aware of the fact, Voldemort is a follower of Grindelwald. Voldemort admires Grindelwald for his actions, and if I think Grindelwald is a better villain because he won't hide between anyone. He comes out in the front to fight his own. Voldemort sends his army first. When Voldemort comes at the last when he's left alone, he will never come into the fight on his own. That's just my opinion, and that is what I think, that Grindelwald is a better villain compared to the Voldemort. So at number 2, we have the latest flick of the universe, Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. I really admire this film. I really wanted to place it on the top, but the top movie just beats it very, just by a little bit, 2 or 3 points I would say. I was literally ranking them on the basis of some points. I won't give much due to the spoilers, but still, I really love this film. I really love this film. I can watch it like 5 times in a row. This movie is not as fast as other movies. It's a slow movie. I would say it's not a slow film, but in comparison to the others, it's a really slow film. But I really love the characters in this movie, like Newt Scamander, Jacob Kowalski, Queenie, Tina, Johnny Depp's character, Grindelwald, Lita Lestrange, Ezra Miller's character Credence. They all gave the best performances. Nagini, we got introduced to Nagini, the snake of the Voldemort. And this movie just gives one of the finest performances by all the actors. The plot is very exciting. I finally got to see Grindelwald, which I was very hyped because of the first film. They just showed a glimpse of him at the end when he was caught in jail. The escape scene of Grindelwald was very well done. The whole movie just got me chilling onto the chair. I was really into goosebumps of what is going to happen next. Now, what will happen? And I was really excited from this film. This movie just set the benchmark for me for the other film. They gave away a very big thing at the end. I'm really excited if that's true, that Credence is actually a brother of a very famous character. We got to see Albus Dumbledore as young in this movie. We got to see Adventures of Hogwarts again with Lita Lestrange and Newt Scamander. I said, Eddie Redmayne is one of the finest actors in this industry, and to see him play Newt Scamander is a pleasure for me. It's really a pleasure for me. So that's why I really love and admire this film. Now at number 1, we have the worst movie of the series, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. kidding. This is literally the best film of the series. I love this film. This film is exceptional in comparison to Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, and The Deathly Hallows Part 2. It just secures 2 or 3 points more for me. This is a very well done and cinematography, screenplay, the performances of Daniel Radcliffe, the scene where the Spidey was lying dead, and how he was crying. That how Harry drank that potion. Yes, he drank that potion, and that I think I don't know what was happening with him. They got the secret from that professor who told Tom Riddle how to create Horcruxes. It introduced us to the dark secrets. That's why the very that what is that thing? The punchline says it. Dark secrets revealed. When I watched this film, I usually watch posters, then trailers, then film. I really like to see how the film evolves. It has never happened that I have watched a film without its trailer or poster. I just really like to analyze all these things point by point, and how they are coming into this manner. And coming on to this, this movie just gets me. This movie gets me every freaking time when I watch it. This movie gave me my favorite character, Severus Snape. I really admired him after this movie. I was never expecting him to be the Half-Blood Prince. The book in this movie, Harry follows the adventures of a book named as the Half-Blood Prince. Harry is always trying to figure out who is that person, who is the Half-Blood Prince. But in the very end, when we see that Snape kills Dumbledore, due to some reason, he's not a bad character. I really ashed on him. I really used him a lot at that moment, because killing Albus Dumbledore was the worst thing a person can do, and Severus Snape did it. But what really happened in the other 2 movies, you have to watch the movies, which believe me that he is my favorite character. I would say without any doubt, Severus Snape is my favorite character in this series, and after that, Harry Potter is my favorite character. If I go on to the universe, then Newt Scamander is my favorite character in the universe. Then comes Severus Snape, then comes Grindelwald, then comes Harry Potter and Albus Dumbledore. These are my top 5 characters. Do tell me in the comments what is your ranking, and you can also tell me the top 5 characters of Harry Potter universe. Thanks for watching this video, and the next video will be about, well, we'll see what it will be about. Thank you guys for watching this video.